Back in 2014, 8 gigabytes of RAM was considered the premium upgrade. It could handle 50 Chrome tabs while a 1080p YouTube video was playing. You could run GTA 5 on high settings, edit photos in Photoshop, stream Spotify in the background, and everything still felt smooth. Now, you open a handful of Chrome tabs and your system starts struggling. Tabs reload, apps freeze, everything feels heavier. So what changed? Why was 8 gigabytes perfectly fine back then, but now it feels like the bare minimum? Are companies scamming you? Should you completely avoid 8 gigabyte laptops? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. RAM, or random access memory, is your device's high-speed working memory. Think of it as your computer's short-term disk space. Everything you are actively using, open apps, browser tabs, background processes, sits on that desk so your CPU and GPU can access it instantly. The bigger the disk, the more things you can keep open at once without slowing down. Now, here's something important. 8 gigabytes today is not smaller than 8 gigabytes in 2014. The capacity hasn't changed. What changed is speed and workload. Modern RAM evolved from DDR3 to DDR4 to DDR5. For example, DDR4, released around 2014, commonly ran at speeds up to 3,200 megatransfers per second. DDR5, introduced in 2020, starts around 4,800 and can exceed 8,000 megatransfers per second. So yes, RAM today is much faster, but speed does not increase capacity. Faster RAM moves data quicker. More RAM holds more data at once. And that's where the real issue begins. The reason 8 gigabytes feels small today isn't because RAM shrank, it's because software exploded. Let's start with your operating system. Modern Windows installations can easily consume 3 to 4 gigabytes of RAM at idle, depending on background services, security features, and system processes. That's before you even open anything. Now look at your browser. Chrome is no longer just a simple web page viewer, it's practically an operating system running inside your operating system. Each tab runs as a separate process. Extensions consume memory, web apps behave like full desktop applications. Launching Chrome can easily use several hundred megabytes immediately. Open multiple tabs, especially YouTube, Gmail, or other web apps, and you can quickly pass 2 gigabytes or more. And here's something many people ignore. A lot of modern desktop apps are built using frameworks like Electron, which essentially package an entire Chromium browser inside each app. Apps like Discord or Slack are basically mini browsers running independently. That means more memory usage, even when they look simple. Now add Office apps, cloud sync services, backup updaters, antivirus, and startup utilities. Individually, they don't consume massive amounts, but together, they add up quickly. So why are modern applications consuming more memory than ever? The answer is convenience. Modern software prioritizes smoothness, responsiveness, and visual polish. Every smooth animation, every fading menu, every sliding window, every high-resolution icon and theme, these assets are preloaded and cached in RAM, so they feel instant. Applications now keep large amounts of data cached in memory to reduce load times. Browsers cache pages. Editing software stores undo history in RAM. AI features preload models and suggestions. Background syncing constantly holds data ready. All of this makes your system feel fast and effortless, but it comes at a cost: higher memory consumption. In 2014, software was simpler. Less animation, lower resolution assets, fewer background services, less real-time syncing, less AI. Today's software assumes you have more hardware resources available, so developers optimize more for user experience than extreme memory efficiency. So now the real question: is 8 gigabytes of RAM useless? No, but it is no longer comfortable. In 2026, 8 gigabytes is entry-level. It's fine for light browsing, streaming, basic document work, minimal multitasking. But the moment you keep many tabs open, run multiple apps at once, edit photos or video, game while multitasking, want your laptop to last several years, 8 gigabytes starts to feel restrictive. Today, 16 gigabytes is the new comfortable standard for most users, and for heavy creative workloads or development, even 32 gigabytes can make sense. The real issue is that software evolved faster than people expected. We moved from lightweight desktop programs to full web-based ecosystems, to AI-assisted cloud-connected platforms running everywhere at once. Your browser today is heavier than entire operating systems from the early 2000s. 8 gigabytes didn't get worse, our digital lives just got bigger. And that's the real reason it no longer feels like enough.